the Black Robe Regiment channel, as always. Right off the front. Like, subscribe, comment, feedback, yada yada yada. I'm going to be doing this from now on because I want to be protected from COVID at all times. I know, you're probably getting sick of seeing this. Anyway, I'm going to talk about a little something. Next week at this time, we will have a pretty fair idea of who wins the presidential election this year for the United States. One of the things that's been coming up in Minnesota is, what are we going to do on election day if we haven't voted early? And as they say in Chicago, vote early, vote often, and vote when you're dead. But besides that, what are we going to do in Minnesota if we don't vote early or do mail-in voting? How's that going to look on election day with all these COVID-19 restrictions in place? And one of the conversations that's been had is, what about people who don't wear facial coverings and don't comply with the governor's mandate? And the Secretary of State, Simon, and his office have released a statement back in the early part of October saying, well, here's the deal. We're going to require people to wear masks. Now, earlier, before, during the primary, he says we're not going to make people wear masks. We can't infringe on their constitutional rights, an inherent right of the people to vote. But they're still saying that in this particular election. They're still saying they will not infringe on the right of the people to vote, but they are going to continue to enforce the governor's mandates. So here's what he said. The Secretary of State Simon asked election officials to encourage voters without masks to cover their faces or vote curbside. If the voter won't comply, then they can still vote if eligible. Election officials are encouraged to write down the name in an instant log and report to appropriate authorities, according to Simmons' memo. No. Let it be known, here and now, I will be voting indoors. I will be voting like a human being. I'm going to be voting as a free American, not as a subject, not as a second-class or third-class citizen. You are not going to separate me out from everyone else. You are not going to humiliate me by making me vote outside in the state of Minnesota in November or in July. I will not stand outside and vote. I will not vote curbside. I will go inside and I will go unmasked with my face uncovered, and I will vote. I will absolutely vote. You will not stop me. You can record my name. You can send it to whatever appropriate authorities you want. You can send it to the local sheriff's office. You can send it to the local police department. You can send it to the Secretary of State. You can send it to the governor himself. You could send it to Keith Ellison. You can send me a $100 fine. You can enforce it. The idea that going in and voting in the state of Minnesota without a facial covering will get you reported to the appropriate authorities is disgusting. You cannot infringe on my freedom, my liberty, ensconced in the Constitution as granted by God. Do you understand that? This is what we've come to, people. Societal pressure under the threat of being reported to the authorities at the polls for not covering your face. We live in a state that will not require foreigners to prove their citizenship to vote. Let that sink in. The state of Minnesota does not require that you prove your citizenship to vote. That's disgusting. But they will try to infringe on your freedom to vote for not covering your face because the governor said so. For protection against a virus that has a 98% or higher survival rate. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're that frail and you're working as an election judge, you need to reconsider what you're doing. Because anybody walking in, whether it be during COVID-19 or any seasonal flu or any other bug, could kill you, period, if you're that frail. It's disgusting. We have people out there right now who are campaigning to allow unregistered, illegal aliens to be able to vote because it's wrong to force them to prove their citizenship, who are out there now advocating that you be stripped of your ability to vote for not complying with a dictum from a man who is totally abused and usurped the Constitution of the United States and the state of Minnesota. I'm done. This is it. We're through. I am not going to mock you for wearing a face covering, but you are not going to get any sympathy from me. You wear a face covering, that's on you. Do what you do. Be you. But when the next thing comes that's going to strip away your freedom or your liberty, don't stand up and fight, because you've already demonstrated yourself to be a coward. And I'll say it again. Come at me. I live where I live. I'm easy to find. It's impossible to hide yourself in this country anymore unless you're so completely ready to go off the grid you can't do anything about it. Send me fines. Send me tickets. I don't care. I'm done. I will vote in person, I will vote indoors, and I will vote with my face uncovered, and you will not infringe upon that, Mr. Governor, Mr. Secretary of State, Fillmore County government offices, election judges, polling places. Write my name down. Cover your face, but don't expect me to. Sic Semper Tyrannis. Thus always, to tyrants.